Thanks to the support as a channel member, James Maples. Well, yeah, thinking about it in retrospect, letting everybody know we were moving the videos to the 4 o'clock slot now Chivas is finished would have been a good idea. But to be fair, you didn't think of it either in advance. So let's do it now. Apollon videos, Monday to Friday, 4 p.m. And then we're sticking to 11 o'clock at weekends. So 7 days a week, Monday to Friday, 4 p.m, 11 a.m. Saturday and Sunday. 7 days a week of Apollon. You are spot on there, Mrs Wearmouth. We are spoiling them. Hello and welcome to part 98 of the Greek Odyssey. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our first 2 Champions League games of the new season. We're at home against Chelsea, away against Inter, as mentioned in the transfer special episode yesterday. These are very much matches that are going to define our performance in the Champions League group this year because Basel, I think, should be whipping boys. Though looking at that, Inter have gone to Basel and only picked up a draw. So we've got a massive opportunity now at home against Chelsea to assert our dominance over the group early on, grab top spot and let everyone else chase us. I think we're going to struggle to get anything out of Inter because they've been the dominant team in Italy for a number of years now. But Chelsea, not so much. Chelsea, because we don't have the English leagues loaded, we can't see their graph. But if we have a look at past winners of the Premier League, you'll see that Chelsea, the nearest they've been in the last 3 years was a third-place finish 3 years ago. Now, I know we did lose the Champions League final against Tottenham, who finished 5th last year, but they were Premier League champions the year before, and they are now considered the most reputable side in the world. So losing against Tottenham, I think, is less of an issue when you take those factors into account. But Chelsea, we should be able to finish above. We narrowly lost to Tottenham. We've got to believe that we're going to be a better side than Chelsea. And I guess that's what we're going to find out right now. We have obviously played our first few league games as well before we show you what's been going on. This is what the league table looks like. We've not played anyone significant yet. We're on 3 wins from 3. The most exciting thing, I guess, is that Sonny is the second top scorer in the division. Our 19-year-old Brazilian wonder kid, 5-star potential striker, who spent last season out on loan at Real Sporting and only scored 8 goals. But he's got 2 from 2 for us on a 7.95. He's not actually in our Champions League squad. He's the one player who had to miss out. So you're not going to see him play anytime soon. But I'll keep you abreast of what he's getting up to. And obviously, if he does end up being an absolute superstar, we can put him into the squad for the knockout rounds, sacrifice somebody else, and you'll get to have a proper look at him then. But this is the team we're putting out there to face Chelsea. Very familiar look about it. I do like the fact we've got such a familiar team now. And we've got Tennessee in goal, a back four of Kansarovic, Hernandez, Bilbao, and Solorzano. Milo at the base of the midfield, Brugman and Leica in central midfield. That's not a revolutionary decision by me. That's a result of circumstance. You can see Duffy and Dominguez both injured, and Brugman and Leica are the reserves in central midfield for us now. So Brugman and Leica both starting in there. At least they are both natural central midfielders now. And then a front 3 of Alan, Carnevali, and Pedraza. He's Spanish. How would you say that? Pedraza. Probably Let me know down in the comments. And I know you want me to play Alan up front. I hear you. I see it every day. I know you want Alan up front, but I don't want to have to rely on him as a striker because he's not a big game player, and that troubles me greatly. At which point people are going to say, but Kev, you're a person who's judging your scouting, judging your player's ability and all that kind of stuff isn't any good. How would he possibly know? Upgrade your staff, Kev. No, I don't want to upgrade my staff. I've talked many times before about how having maxed out staff just makes the game unrealistically easy. I won't do it. You want to see someone trying to do every little optimization and hook and cheat, not cheat, but you want to see someone squeezing every ounce of awesome out of this game. This isn't a channel for you. I'm here to offer you a story. And for me, as we showed with the Chivas save, the story is a boring one. If it's once upon a time, we won every game forever, the end. And that's what you'd get if I optimized everything in this save. So I make things deliberately harder for myself in a way, but do it in a way that means I don't have to throw results. So that's why I don't use the player search screen. That's why I don't upgrade my staff. I leave that in the hands of my director of football. I leave some elements to chance. I won't be able to find every wonder kid in the world because they have to be found by my scouting team. Carnevali's in there and probably should have scored. Once I've got a player, I won't be certain if they're any good because my coaching staff won't be spot on. And to me, it just adds a little bit of realism, a little bit of jeopardy, a little bit of fun to the save. If I was, I mean, I've played this game for over 25 years. I know how to win it. See Streamer Showdown. I know how to win at Football Manager. I just choose not to optimize everything in the videos because it makes for really boring videos. You may disagree, but not going to change it, is it? Not going to change anything. This is how we do it. It's worked so far. It's 0-0 as we approach the halfway point of the match. We have been the better team, but it would be nice if we could grab a goal. Everyone, dig in. Do the goal grabbing. What we will do is just swap these two over and try them that way around. But maybe Sanchez is the man to be out on that left-hand side for us. We'll have a little look. Alan with the header from the free kick, heads just over. Sanchez is warming up, boys and girls. We're going to be getting Sanchez on in the near future, I think. Possibly Acosta as well. We could make a double change in the attack and get Sanchez and Acosta into the mix and see if they can offer something a little bit different. One of my former boys from Non-League to Legend just noticed he's knocking around in the Chelsea midfield, which is very upsetting to me. I'm not going to say his name because then he'll score. Plus, I could never really say his name anyway. But yeah, you know, I'm a big fan of my buddy Ryan, who was awesome for my Spurs team in Non-League to Legend this year. Beautifully brought down by Carnivali, who squares it for Alan, and that is an enormous miss from Alan. I mean, he's offside anyway, but that was pathetic from Alan. And now he's picked up an injury as well. And I'm worried about this boy. He's got all the talent in the world. He's Scotland's all-time record goal scorer. There were big clubs looking for him. Now looking at him, now it's just Tottenham. But he's a bit of a bottler. And I don't know if that's the player who should be in our team when we're trying to win things. Right, we're going to bring Sanchez on. And we don't really have anyone who can come on in central midfield where we are a little bit weak in their Leica with the captain's armband today. I've let that auto-allocate, and I'm not sure if that's the best idea. I mean, he's going to be the best player at the club before long, but at the moment, he's only 21 years old. So it's a little bit soon for him to be captain. We've got Lensina and Acosta, both as options to come on. I think we'll go Lensina initially. And if that doesn't work out, then we can bring Acosta on with 15, 20 minutes to go, maybe. A double substitution on the hour mark. We're going for this, boys and girls. We recognise that this is a game that we need to win. If we're only drawing our home games, if we draw our home game against Chelsea, you've got to expect Inter to be better than Chelsea. So we'd either draw or lose that one, and then you'd expect us to lose the away games if we're drawing the home games, and then we're finishing third in the group. And that's not good enough. Right, Hernandez plays it across to Bilbao, who, looking forward, finds Kansarovic, who's got options ahead of him, one of which is Sanchez, who's just come on, and that's our first look at Sanchez. Leica plays it into the path of Bruman, who's got room to run into here, and Lensina outside him. It's a good pass to get Lensina into an advanced position. It ends up back with Bruman, who's got options again. Lensina crosses for Leica, and Leica heads just wide, and we've had two absolute sitters. One for Alan, one for Leica, and they're the two best players at the club, and they've both missed sitters. Talking of best players at the club, the man who we turned down £100 million plus offer for in the summer has now gone off injured. It'll be just my luck that that's him out for the season now. And they'll never be the same again. But we'll drop Milo back into the back four. Hernandez can go out to right back. And I guess at this point, down to 10 men, we're probably more comfortable with a draw. But whatever way you try and pretty it up, that's a poor result for a team that's hoping to get out of this group. And I think we've just made things an awful lot harder for ourselves unless we go to Inter and pick up a win. Oh, my word. We could have had £100 million for him. Oh, idiots. Not only because he's one of our best players and now he's injured and we could have had all that money for him and now he's injured, but it's the one position where we don't even really have a backup. It's Kalapitas or Hernandez as our backups at right back. That's problematic. How could I forget Jair exists? We've had him training at right back since he got here. We're going to be seeing some Jair things in the Champions League, and I'm very excited about it. We played a couple more league games, won them both relatively comfortably. We're 5 from 5 at the top of the league. Marcus Acosta, top scorer in the league. Who'd have thought? Top scorer and best player Acosta's suddenly any good. Where did that come from? Not good enough to play in the Champions League, of course. He's the best player for the reserves who play in the league, but it'll do him good. He's starting to show glimpses of what I hoped he would be. Just really little glimpses. We've got Duffy sort of back from his injury for today's game. Dominguez isn't, but at least Duffy can come into the midfield. But of course, we are going to be missing Solorzano for quite some time. Currently looking at 4 to 7 months out. That's a long time. So Tennessee in goal. A back four of Kansarovic, Hernandez, Bilbao and Jair. Milo at the base of the midfield. Leica and Duffy ahead of him. Alan, Carnevale and Lensina as the front three. Carnevale's heading into Italy with a point to prove, and because he's been told he won't be able to play for Italy again until he moves to a bigger club. He's been left out of the last couple of squads. I'm frustrated because we were in the Champions League final last year. He's not trying to force for a move or anything. It would be lovely for us to go away to Inter and have Carnevale grab a hat-trick. Oh, what has just happened? Another broken leg. One moment. Why are all our legs snapping? What's happening here? Well, that's what I get for coming back a day early for match day. I don't know what made me think we were playing then, but Acosta will play. After all, he comes in for Alan, who is now going to be unavailable for a long time. Carnevale will drop out onto the wing. Disregard everything I said before about him heading to Italy and grabbing a hat-trick to prove that he should be in the national team. Although, we do still need to come to Inter and do a good football. The only problem is we've now got to do it without our two best players, according to the Dream 11 and the player thing in Greece. Solorzano and Alan are the two best players in Greece. Now, I guess we've probably got the next 10 as well on that list. They don't show it, only shows you the best two, but they are, according to the game itself, our two best players, both broken legs, both out until at least the knockout rounds start, if not beyond. So this Champions League campaign has suddenly got an awful lot more difficult. I did mention when the groups were drawn that this might be the year we go and win the Europa League. Now feels even more likely. The game is just frozen up as well. Now what is going on? Are we going to get a fortuitous... I thought we were getting a fortuitous crash. A crash that recovers Alan's leg, but apparently not. We have won a penalty, though. I don't know what happened there. It just paused itself inexplicably. It's going to be Acosta stepping up to take the penalty. There's still only 3 minutes on the board. Can Acosta score? Of course he can't. If something can go wrong, it is going wrong for Apollon at the moment. This is not good. Right, Leica with the corner. A goal here would settle me down a little bit, but it doesn't hit an Apollon player, and it's out with Carnevale, who recovers the ball, finds Milo. Milo into Lensina. Lensina to Leica. Jair, but no, that's it. Pedraza's injured as well, if you're wondering why Lensina's in the team. He picked up an injury too. So our players are dropping like flies at the moment. And I'm already thinking in terms of we may as well take Acosta off at this point, because we all know what happens when you miss a penalty. Certainly as a striker, if you miss a penalty as a striker in a Football Manager, certainly in an FM20 game, that's it. You're done for the rest of the game. So we'll probably take Acosta off at half-time. Maybe get Sanchez on that left-hand side, get Carnevale up front. But by then, it might be too late. Chelsea are beating Basel. Inter are now beating us, and we said just how important these two games were going to be, and we might be coming out of them with only the 1 point. Now, the bonus, if you want to call it that we're going to have is Inter and Chelsea are then playing each other in a double-header while we play Basel in a double-header tomorrow. Now, if one of these two teams is obviously better than the other and manages to beat them twice, so if, for example, Inter beat Chelsea twice, that would put Inter to 10 points. Have we given away a penalty here? While Chelsea stay on 4, if we then go and beat Basel twice, we're up to 7 and have a 3-point advantage over Chelsea going into the final 2 games, which would be handy. But I'm not feeling very confident about this season at the moment, which is weird because we had such a good season last year. It was the first season of the entire save, first summer, where we didn't weaken any area of the team. All we did was strengthen in 2 areas that needed strengthening. We upgraded our centre-back. We upgraded our right winger. We absolutely strengthened in 2 areas that needed strengthening. And we've just since then had bad luck on top of bad luck. Made even worse by the fact that Jadon Sancho, a player who's never been any good for me in FM20, across multiple saves, has just scored against us. And that upsets me as well. It's all gone wrong. all of a sudden, it has all gone wrong. We're going to demand more, but I don't think it's going to make a blind bit of difference. And I can already see the comments section now. Kev, what are you doing going away from home, attacking in the Champions League? I refer you back to our run to the final last year when that's exactly what we did all the way through. It obviously works sometimes. It's just not working this season. Right, Sanchez is going to come on. Carnevale's gone up front. And Acosta on a 5.9. All because he missed a penalty. Acosta is off as well. We have got German who can come on and try and be a game changer. Maybe Valencia, who didn't look like he was having the best of games, get Sanchez out onto the right maybe. But hopefully Sanchez can come on and work some magic like he did against Real Madrid in the Champions League semi-final when he came off the bench, grabbed those all-important 2 goals, and since then hasn't started a game for us, at least on the wing. He's played every league game in central midfield as I continue to try and convert him into a Mazzala. But in the Champions League games, he's on the bench again. He was on the bench in the final. He's been on the bench for these 2. Maybe Claudio Sanchez needs to start some football matches. Oh, have I got myself to that point where my squad is too strong? I've got too many good players and I'm playing them in the wrong combinations because of it. I remember the days we're bottom of the group. I remember the days when we were forced into our first 11, not so long ago, because they were the only 11 players we had that were any good. I don't want to see your rotten replays. This is hideous. We have got an awful lot of work to do to save this Champions League campaign. After getting so close last season, we are in a bit of a pickle. I mean, the other ridiculous thing, I was talking about a scenario where Inter beat Chelsea twice. If Inter and Chelsea both win their home games in the next episode and we beat Basel twice, we'll be top of the group with 2 games to go, which is even more insane. Leica with a good opportunity and it goes wide. Here's the frustrating thing. We are ahead on clear-cut chances. We're 2-1 up on clear-cut chances, but 3-0 down where it actually matters. None of our strikers on form yet this season is a big, big problem. We're going to bring German on, Valencia. That was something we mentioned a minute ago, so they can just go that way round up there. What else have we got? Bruman, I guess, is the other option. Probably need to bring him on for Duffy, who's not fully fit. Swap those 2 over and just hope that we've got anything about us. 1 goal here, I was going to say, would sort our goal difference, at least put us back above Basel, but luckily Chelsea went 3-0 up against Basel to do it for us. But this has been really poor. Carnevale's frustrated, and I can understand why. He was trying to come to Italy and make a point, and I think the Italy manager is probably going to be giggling at me. He's probably sat there in the stand just having a little chuckle, knowing that his point has been proven. If Carnevale was in the Inter team and playing and doing well, then maybe, just maybe, he'd have a chance of playing for Italy, but not for us. And I know there's going to be some of you saying, they've got Halilaj in their midfield. Is that the same one you had? Obviously not. Obviously not the same Halilaj. He never made it out of the Greek 2nd division. Carnevale! And that's 3-1 now to us on clear-cut chances. And I'm frustrated. That has been just a very frustrating episode to record. 2 poor results, 3 bad injuries, and a very difficult season ahead. This could be a short one, boys and girls. Oh, that was hideous. Much work to do. If you've enjoyed that, please... What has happened here? Atletico won 12-0. 12-0. At least we're not Anderlecht, I guess. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.